What's up, YouTubers? It's me, Johnny. Right now I'm in Jomtien Beach area, which is the opposite of Pattaya. Actually, I'm in Pattaya, but I'm staying in the Jomtien area where it's a little cheaper, a little bit more affordable, a little bit more low-key. I got a really kind of a nice hotel for 15 bucks and much nicer than Bangkok. And just having a beer on the porch, or whatever you call it, the balcony here. There's a street down there. All these places here, not all of them, but most of these places, a lot of these places are for well, I don't know if they're for the Russians, but I notice there's a lot of Russians here. Anyways, there's a lot of tours here right now. Just for people who are interested, it's my first time in Thailand. I got on the BTS, I think it is, went down to Ekamai, went to the bus station, got a ticket for 131 baht. Got here in Pattaya, and then in Pattaya I got the taxi, and he said he was going to go to Jomtien, but he didn't. He just went down to the beach down there on the opposite end of here, which would be that way. So I had to get another taxi to get down here. I feel like a kind of an idiot, but like I don't really know what I'm doing. I feel kind of uncomfortable. Anyways, things here in Pattaya and in Jomtien is much cheaper than Bangkok. A lot more food choices if you're on a budget. It's almost like beer and food's almost half as much. Like, you can get beers here for 50-60 baht, at least places I'm going to. And food choices seem to be about half as much. Most of the stuff up in Bangkok is like 120, 130. Well, actually more like 180 for the low-end type stuff, up to 200 or 300 baht. So I can see why people say it's a little expensive, but still, if you want, you can eat street food and stuff like that. I just want to mention one thing real quick. I meant to make a video on traveling with gold coins. People always ask me, can you come to Asia with gold coins? Or how is it, or whatever. Well, I haven't traveled to Asia in a long time, so this last trip I bought quarter-ounce coins. And I didn't have any trouble. And I brought up quite a bit of cash. I didn't have any trouble with TSA in the US or in Japan. When I got to Japan, I don't know why, but I had to transfer, even though I was just in the area where you wait for your next flight. I just waited there, and I got a shower, and then I waited in the I don't know, whatever, the lounge, whatever that, yeah, the lounge. Incidentally, it's about 16 bucks to get a shower at the lounge. You can drink coffee or tea or Coca-Cola, whatever it is you drink, snacks, things like that. So it's pretty nice. And anyways, I went through the TSA, well, the Japanese version of it, which is really mellow compared to the US. You just take your shoes off, you put everything in one bin, they just run it through, and no matter how many times the beeper goes off, they don't say nothing. You're just on your way. Anyhow, just for those of you who travel with gold coins and cash, I would not travel with more than $3,000 in cash. I sometimes push the limit and travel a little bit more than that, but I don't recommend it. The days of traveling with more than 10,000 I wouldn't do. I don't even really like going over 3,000, but you can get away with it. I didn't have any problems at the airport with that much cash. And you know, I don't want to say how much gold I had, but enough to get by comfortably for a while. Anyways, there's no troubles there. It didn't seem to set off the detectors or whatever. In the past, when I've traveled gold coins coming out of the United States going to Philippines, they usually, something goes off, and then they search the bag, and then they ask you about it. And every time I've ever had that, they've never taken anything and never had any trouble. But it seems like if you travel with not 1 ounce coins, but quarter-ounce gold coins, it goes right by the buzzer. I'm not sure why, but other people I know do the same thing. They travel with quarter-ounce gold coins and haven't had any issues. Excuse me. Anyways, just for anyone who's traveling with gold coins, it's not really a big issue. I think the biggest issue nowadays is traveling with too much cash, so that's why I do not recommend traveling with 5 or 10 grand. Seems like 3 or 4,000 is kind of pushing your luck. Anyways, for those of you who, for one reason or another, want to travel with a lot of cash, if I had to travel with a lot of cash, I would fly out of Central America and then try not to land in the U.S. Try to land in, you could transfer in Canada and then go from Canada to Japan. That's normally what I do. This time I went from Iowa to Dallas and then Dallas to Japan and then Japan to Thailand, which was interesting to say the least. I was really delighted. I got to take a shower there. I don't know what happened, but they used to be from what my research, a shower for $8 or $9. I don't know what happened to that, but I guess you can't do that anymore. Or maybe I just misunderstood. But you just pay like $16 and you go to the lounge. And I wish I could remember which one it was. There's quite a few of them, but it's only like 2,100 or 2,200 yen, which is about $16, $17. And incidentally, I changed dollars into yen, no problem. They don't even ask for your passport or nothing. So I was able to change currencies in dollars into yen. Got a pretty good rate for yen. And then I spent a couple of days, 3 days in Bangkok, and I got some time to learn to use the BTS. And I went from the airport right into the city for like 60, 70 baht. You have to transfer in, you go all the way, if you want, you go all the way to the end. You buy your token, it's all in English, it's just a machine, or you can go to a lady teller, but I just went to the machine. You just put the money in and go to the last station. You press the button for the last station, which is Payatai. In Payatai, you got to walk a little ways. That's where I got lost looking for the BTS station, but I found it. And then I put the money in the machine and got, I think it was 30 baht to go from that station to Nana. Did quite a bit of exploring in Siam and I don't know, all those little areas. Siam, I don't know all the names, but I went to all the big malls there. Walked quite a bit. It's interesting. Lots of tourists. It is just so busy with tourists now. And right now we're in Jomtien beach area. There's like a lot of Russians right now. I saw a lot of South Africans. I was on the thing with a bunch of South Africans and I think Koreans. So they're kind of pushing into Thailand right now, or at least from what I see. Anyhow, not much to say. So far, I'm liking it here. Looks like I might be able to buy a one-way airplane ticket from here to Cambodia for $60, $70, or you can take the bus for 20 or 30 bucks. I'm kind of debating if I really want to do the bus or just take the plane. From Pattaya, you could just take a bus right to the airport and then just go to the airport and fly out like early in the morning, I think 8 or 9, or you can fly out at, I want to say 8 or 9 at night and 8 or 9 in the morning, I forget. Or at least that's the 2 flights I saw. There's maybe more, but from what I could tell, the flights aren't really that much if you're just looking for a one-way. And it's only an hour trip, and you don't have to mess with too much of the hassle of traveling overland. Anyways, that's it for now. I don't have much else to say. Just spent the day walking up and down the beach here. I noticed a lot of the food choices and restaurants are quite a bit cheaper than Bangkok, and there's just a lot of tourists right now, and there's a lot of choices for whatever you desire as far as hotels. Like this hotel I'm in is 15 bucks. It's a really nice bathroom, you know, a queen size bed, flat screen TV, hot water, all that kind of stuff, in an AC. You can get, from what I saw online, you can get rooms for 9 or 10 or 12 bucks, but they're fan cooled and they go pretty quickly, so you got to get those in advance. But if you don't mind spending 15 or 20 bucks, you can get a little nicer hotel and get the AC. Some of the 20 to 25 go real fast too. They're quite a bit nicer than what I have, and I waited too long, and it went up from 20 to 30. So you have to grab these things right now. I think it's because of high season, but it's also who knows what. But right now there seems to be a lot of tourists right now in Thailand. I don't have much to say. I don't. It's all just kind of exploring the area, seeing what opportunities there may be here in Thailand, or in Cambodia, or elsewhere. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.